Is my grandpa secretly Commissioner Gordon? What burger of the day do I want to eat today? How does Ben Grimm have children? How is Hope gonna get herself out of this one? Let's have a conversation.
Hello, welcome to Conversations with the Goob. That's me. Let's have a conversation. This week's conversation is a Disney theory, and it contains a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie Mirabel, and you don't want to be spoiled for it, turn away now. Come back after you've seen the movie and watch this, and leave some comments down below after that. So, if you're still here, either you've seen the movie, or you don't care about being spoiled on the movie. That's what I'm going to assume right now. So, if you're here and you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to give a quick rundown. The movie is all about a family, the abuela. Well, I mean, she was just the mother in the beginning, but she had 3 children. They were being chased away. They're Spanish, and they're being chased away by invaders, and they're trying to get to a safe place. And her husband sacrifices himself so they can get away. During this, she's lost. She's in the middle of nowhere. She's with her 3 newborn babies, and she prays, and they get a miracle. And that's what the whole thing is about, is the miracle. The miracle is this candle. It built their entire house for her, and then it gave all of her children and grandchildren special gifts. So, like, as they reach a certain age, they're gifted outdoor to a bedroom of their own in the casita that is, like, specialized towards whatever their gift is. So the movie begins. It's little Mirabel. She's come of age. It's the night that she's going to get her powers. We see her, and we see that she's got this special connection with Casita. The Casita, like, moves the tiles for her more so than any of the other characters. It brings her things, and but she comes to her door, puts her hand in the knob, and the door disappears. And then it goes like 10 years later, or so many years later. I think it was 10. She's now a teenager. She's never had a gift. And she's like the odd one of the family. And her abuela actually looks down at her. It's kind of sad the way that she's been treating her. But the reason why is because ever since that happened, they've been noticing that there's been issues with the miracles. And so abuela's worried, and they think it's her fault. Especially because, as we learn later, her one son, his power is to see the future, and he saw a picture of Mirabel and the house falling apart. So she didn't take it the right way and kind of ostracized her. Yada, yada, yada. Lots of songs, and it's a great movie. You should watch it if you haven't. But the whole premise of it is Mirabel never got a gift, and that's why, the house, they think that the house is falling apart because she never got a gift. But in it the whole time, I think she does have a gift, and that's what my theory is. She has a gift. It's just, it's very subtle, and I don't think she realizes it. And, which is good, because one of the other side premises of the story is everyone that has a gift is kind of forced by abuela to overuse their powers to help everyone else, and it's stressing them out. It's putting a lot of pressure on them, and that's all they know is the pressure of their life. Her one sister is like being forced to marry this guy because it fits the narrative that the abuela has set up, and she's not really interested in him, but they're like pushing them into a relationship the whole time. Anyways, in order to understand Mirabel's gift, I mean, one good way to say it is just she hears their heart songs. And if that doesn't make sense to you, there's a TV show called Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and I think Disney took their idea straight from that show for her gifts, or maybe it was just a coincidence. In Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, she gets an MRI, and there's an earthquake at the same time, and it like pushes every song in the world into her brain, and so now she starts hearing people's true thoughts in the form of songs. And so, like, their true feelings, they might say, "Oh no, I'm feeling good," and then also they start singing about how sad they are. She fixes it, but she gets to see their innermost feelings through song, and that's what Mirabel's power is. If you watch the songs, every single time people start singing, she's confused. She's acting like she's normal. She's not part of the song. Everyone else around, like when her sister Louisa sings her great song, Surface Pressure, the donkeys that are there start dancing with her. That's not normal. So, and then in the very beginning, the very first song is Mirabel singing, introducing the family to his neighborhood kids, and the kids are kind of like singing along and joining in. But then it comes to the end where they're at the front door, and Abuela's all like, "What the hell are you doing?" And it's not like she didn't hear. She was probably thought it was weird because Mirabel was singing it in one of her songs, but didn't know that she was doing it. And Abuela just saw her goofing off, and so I think that's her power. I think she hears people's innermost feelings in a song, and maybe it's been hidden this whole time, or maybe because we haven't seen the last 10 years. For all we know, people break out in song around her all the time, and she just like brushes it off as being weird or something. Never thought it was her power. Now you're wondering, why did her door disappear if she has a power? Because Casita knew that Abuela's been abusing all these children and grandchildren and like putting all this pressure on them, this stress on them, and making them use their gifts in ways that they'd feel useless if they didn't have that one gift. So if you notice in the whole movie, the Casita only really ever hangs around with Mirabel. Mirabel has this connection with the Casita and actually like, talks to Casita as it's a sentient being, where the others just live there. We see her like running through the house, and the house like helps her push her along and changes tiles and stuff like that. So Casita also probably is the one that gives them the doors. So as Mirabel went to open the door, it was afraid, because of this connection they've had, that she would grow up and lose her childish ambitions and her love for the Casita because she'd be so stressed out using her gift. So the Casita hid the door from her. So it looked like she doesn't have a door, but the door was there. It's just Casita hid the door. Because Casita's the one that builds the doors. So that's what I think happened. I think Casita knew that Mirabel's sisters were already being stressed out, even at their young age. They were being stressed out and overused, and their children. And Bruno had already disappeared at this point, so it already knew that Bruno was like super stressed out about his powers because people were like using them. "Oh my God, he saw my fish die. He made my fish die." But that's my theory. I want to know if anyone else thought this too watching it. They're like, she seems like the songs are odd. She's talking normally to them. She doesn't really sing along with them. That must be her power. She does have a gift. I think that's what her gift is. I think her gift is that she can hear people's true feelings through song, and that the Casita hid the door from her, so she never knew that that was her power and never really strengthened and grew her power, and so it comes out in weird times. And since everyone was freaking out about the house and the miracle, she was like pushing her powers out and actually starting to use them more. If we get a part 2, I feel like they might bring that up and work on it, and that'll be like why the songs are there, because she's like going out there to make the songs happen. I don't know if we'll get a part 2. It was a great movie, but it doesn't really need to have a sequel. I think they could do shorts. Like, we could have each character gets their own little episode on like a Disney Plus shorts show or something like that. That could be fun. But yeah, that's my Mirabel theory. I'd like to hear some of yours down below. Leave them as comments. Do you agree? Do you think that actually, now that you think about it, that sounds like that would be her power, her gift, and that you definitely saw how Casita kind of favored her. I mean, even in the end, it was her putting the doorknob on that brought Casita back to life, and it still treated her like with favoritism. Leave your thoughts down below. Let's have a conversation about that. And as always, remember, you don't need to have superpowers to be a hero.